Good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's a throwdown Thursday, thunderous Thursday. It's going to be a tremendous Thursday. It's a How to Train Your Dragon Thursday, and I'll be reviewing that later today. So very excited about that. Hope you are as well. I am in the process of, getting things together for a wild weekend of recording, so the official launch of the reaction channel can happen. The links will be coming out, I'm hoping, tomorrow, so you can start subscribing to that channel, and we'll get going on that. We had a lot of lovely things happening. Dragon Queen dropped a review video on their channel, so you can go check that out. I hope you guys get a chance to check that out. I think that Brian and Cindy landed on the thing that definitely I think, which is the costume looks wrong. Looks like it doesn't seem to fit this particular person. I've realized that despite being somewhat built, or at least having the appearance of being built, his shoulders are really slender when he's flying. And a lot of the stuff that we've seen in the course of the trailer, not super great. I've talked about a lot of things that I felt immediately after watching the trailer 5 times on a video that I dropped this morning, which is pinned to the chat at the top of the chat window right now. But go check out Dragon Queen's efforts. And I want to say thank you to our great friend, Griffin, who dropped today's bit of history. In honor of the most peaceful protests in LA, the first known gas mask was patented on June 12 of 1849. By Lewis Haslett in Louisville, Kentucky. The farm smelled that bad? Well, yeah, apparently so. We got great folks here, like, of course, Penny. Good to see you, dear. And a weatherman has returned over on the Green Machine. So great to see you. And, of course, Crazy White Boy. Good to see you. Caledon 910 is our favorite radio station here on the channel. That's right. Well, actually, it's one of the favorite radio stations because I have to shout out Rock Radio over on WDW Pro. Love that. We got Scott Cook out there. Look at this. Weatherman is just in rare form, saying hi to everybody as they came in the door. That's great. Putin's cat said something funny. That happens quite a bit. Love it. Taking shots at me, saying something about me being a diminished man. Fair enough. The lovely Ruby Hoove drops a Culture Casino membership. Thank you, Ruby Hoove. You are amazing. Once again, today's video is right there. The lovely Davina Duckworth is in the house. Hello, Davina. Hello, my friend. Hello. Craig Whitley's in the house. The only hype it should get is talk about how bad the visual effects, they were not good because of getting serious flash vibes. So am I, especially around that blur effect. They should never have tried to stack the lettering in a clever way behind Superman. It really showed how poor the effects were on that blue screen effect. Not great. I'm worried about this movie. Mark Fields! Positive vibes, my friend! All right. Friends, 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are, whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. I'm pretty stoked. And we've got, of course, the box office to talk about. That's right, How to Train Your Dragon. They're expecting 75 millions in the opening weekend. Now, this puts us right on track for the worldwide of 125 to 175, which means they're not counting as much on the international box office. But 75 million domestic, not bad. Well, at least that's my assumption based on who wrote this article. Hiccup and Toothless are ready to fire up the box office, so that should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it. $110 million. In international box office, we'll have to see. I think that's a little bit of over enthusiasm, but I could be wrong. Our great friend Graf Webb for 2 Culture Casino Cash says, for flippin' sake, cancel Disney Plus. That's right. Go watch How to Train Your Dragon. I'll have a review for you later today. We've got James Gunn expecting a new Batman 2 script shortly. Still really important. Following up on Superman. We'll have to see how this goes. Mr. Gunn, you're going to need to swing harder at a better thing to satisfy audiences. I'm just telling you, a lot of people not super stoked about what you had to offer with Superman. Speaking of which, Superman trailer shows David Corenswet doing important stuffs. Yeah, like boring the pants off of me. Not only that, the entire movie is about Superman getting his butt kicked. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Diminished Man, I'm going to defend my my title card, my thumbnail, and say, yeah, I'm just saying. Speaking of which, we've got a terrible loss. R.I.P. to the co-founder of the Beach Boys, dying at age 82, Brian Wilson, a musical genius and a crazy person. But he did spawn a whole new generation of rock and roll, and I actually have that patterned Hawaiian shirt. I do. Anyway, what a loss. Musical genius, in my opinion. Versant adds to leadership team in advance of the Comcast spinoff. That's right. They're going to be adding a person that had a lot of influence. Frank Tanke will be the chief marketing officer, and they're going to need him to perform miracles because they're going to need as much advertising revenue as possible. Jared Leto's intimacy misconduct allegations may impact the films he's in, including Tron Ares. I have a feeling that that's likely. And he's kind of not my favorite in the world, just FYI. So I'm not going to be too sad that one of my favorite franchises is absolutely just ditched. The House is set to vote on that bill to rescind funding for PBS, NPR, and public broadcasting stations. I imagine it'll speedily move through the Senate, and we will get rid of that anchor on our culture. We've got Harvey Weinstein found guilty, finally, again. Lots of tensions exploded in the courtroom on the way out the door. This should put to rest a lot of the questions around the original conviction. London-bound Air India flight crashed with more than 240 people aboard, leaving from Ahmedabad, India. This is going to cause some issues hang on. There we go. For Boeing. Boeing's recent troubles after India crash are now going to be called into question whether or not this was Boeing's fault or something else. I'm sure everybody's going to be looking into that. But to speak of what's happening right now in the stock market, the Boeing crash didn't help its stock numbers any at all. Oracle was rallying and rising back upwards, but Boeing is crashing down, leaving Wall Street to start a little lower than anybody that is invested would like. U.S. producer prices, however, only rose a modest 2.6% in May. We imagine that that'll probably stay pretty low as well. You've got Nintendo saying the sales of the Switch 2 hit a record within 4 days, not immediately, as some people had claimed. And Brazilians got their Supreme Court to make it so that they're censored, but they're censoring from the media company side. Poor Brazil. We've got an Omaha food plant owner saying he followed the rules for hiring immigrants, but got raided anyway. Well, not if they're there illegally. And of course, Trump is expected to sign a measure blocking California's nation-leading vehicle emissions rules, meaning they're not going to have gas sold in California well, they won't be selling gas-powered cars by 2035, but they're going to cut gas out completely. This would mean you couldn't visit that state if you were a regular human being, and they don't have the infrastructure to do this anyway, so perhaps Trump is saving them from themselves. He's also signing signing out some rules that Biden put together that actually limited emissions to the extent of making power production almost impossible. And finally, thanks to Six, we have a West Hartford student encountering a black bear after getting off their school bus. This is the news account of it right here. Hopefully I started that early enough. I'm not sure why these people are talking about it. Being bear aware is really important. Let's go ahead and speed forward on this. There's the bear and there's the student. And pretty wild, right? And then, it just kept doing its thing, staying away from the bear, headed back to the safety of the trees. I wouldn't be too worried about this, but be aware of it. You got to be bear aware, folks. It's the time of year. They could eat you. They look like a tasty snack. In fact, there's conversations about some grizzlies in Yellowstone actually preferring humans to any other prey. Just stand near a trail and pick out your steak. Human steak, that is. Welcome to bonus time, everybody. We don't have a lot of time because we're headed on over to That Park Place Live for a little morning magic. Boy, are there stories over there. If you're a theme park enthusiast or anything like that, you are about to be in for a treat. There's a lot of stories to cover, and it's pretty wild indeed. Once again, I want to say thank you to the people who contributed to the show this morning, and our good friend, SFX 314 Sabretooth Raptor is in the house. In fact, here's the super duper chat for 5 Culture Casino Cash saying diminished man. He is a man, is a diminished. Is he diminished? Who knows? Dinosaur Man defeats diminished man and F4 man. Diminished man. That's right. Look, I'm going to say it this way. At least Corn Sweat doesn't have Peepaw energy. Peepaw. You realize that Peepaw is like the mispronunciation of Grandpa? Does Pedro have Grandpa energy? I never understood that. I know that for a matter of fact, there are some amazing contributors that always roll in at the end, and they include Weatherman for 5 Culture Casino memberships, much appreciated, and the amazing and ever supportive Hoove, who is a high roller here, and hope to see him here at the end of the month. What kind of mic do you use, Culture? Asked the great and powerful Jedi Master. This is an RE. This is an RE20. It is made by Electro-Voice. These are studio, like broadcast studio quality microphones. I got this, and many other people also got this shortly afterwards, including Neurotic, Ryan, Canal, and many others. In fact, this is basically going to become the standard, but it's a lot of money to start out with initially. So my thoughts are always start out with the best that you can, and then always work up in the sound department to what you can afford. Don't overspend initially. There's no upside to doing anything like that until you are actually monetized, and equipment is paid for by the graciousness and the wonderful humans that are in your audience, including, well, some of the cotton persuasion, like Snowdub. That's right. RE20s. RE20s are also kick drum mics. That's true. You can find them there. You can the 210s, which you can get in black, actually, are another decent one as well. In fact, the boss's setup has a 210, I believe. So anyway, Gory-Eyed Beast is out there. So what did you do with the old one? The old mic, it's up at my cabin up north. I actually have several mics, but this is the studio mic for here. So, but Blue Yeti, or excuse me, the Yetis, the Yeti Blues are fine. The Snowballs. I mean, I think, to be fair, I think that Drunk 3PO used his Snowball mic forever. So, yeah, there's that. We got Larry Wells out there. Good to see you, Larry. Speaking of Larry's, I haven't seen Larry in a while. Hope he's doing all right. Do check out the Cotton Connection this weekend. Always a lot of fun over on Snowdub's Place. You are amazing. Do check out, as I mentioned before, Dragon Queen. Did the How to Train Your Dragon review themselves. So you can go find that over on Dragon Queen's channel. And thank you so much for being here. For all the mods, remember to promote the Discord. If you're not on the Discord, you might be missing something. We've got this coming Tuesday, a watch party, and so much more. But I've got to get ready to let you go, because coming up next is That Park Place Live, featuring Vash Sky and the gang, talking about, well, some surprising stories. As always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, well, here's a Toxic Man Flu commercial for Sherry, the lovely Sherry.
Are you tired of the same old buffet food at Wang's? Have you had enough dong to last you a lifetime? Well, take just a few more steps past those single-minded restaurants and dive into Sherry's Slammin' Clam. Sherry's Slammin' Clam Shellfish Bar is truly all you can eat, unlike the 2 shrimp limit that stingy bastard Wang has. In a hurry, let Sherry stuff your box. To go! Be shellfish and take all you want from Sherry's Slam and Clam. Located next to the 3rd Street Bowl-O-Rama, Sherry's is open 6 days a week. If you are looking to slam clam, get to Sherry's today.